RGG Studios dropped the biggest trailers thus far in hyping up the latest installment of Like a Dragon series, starting things off in the recent RGG Summit Fall 2023, revealing the story trailer and gameplay trailer of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. This was only the tip of the iceberg, because the following 4 days after the summit was the Tokyo Game Show, where people and media outlets got to test play Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and Gaiden. So in today's video, we will be examining and analyzing several media outlets' demo gameplay that has been uploaded to their respective channels. The goal here is to talk about what's shown in the demos and also speculate on mechanics to further understand what the players are in for in the 9th installment of the main series. First, we'll start off with the combat gameplay. The main change to Infinite Wealth is the ring positioning mechanic, which allows players to move the character within a circle. With this, we can deal more damage with proximity bonus, get back attack bonus, as well as moving towards nearby objects to pick up. This was one of the major flaws in the previous game, where positioning was all done autonomously, and turns can be wasted if an enemy AI decides to get a cheap shot and causes us to lose a turn. The most important thing about the ring positioning is that it also affects the skills as well, where now skills have indicators on the ground to show how wide and far offensive and defensive skills are. I am not sure if this range can expand as we level up the character or job rank, or it will stay the same till the end of the game. We'll have to see once the game is out. Nonetheless, this is a good addition. Next is the all-new Kiryu's playstyle. His job is Dragon of Dojima and can be switched into one of his 3 styles, Yakuza, Rush, and Beast, similar to his boss battle in Yakuza Like a Dragon. Rush allowing a wider circle to move, while Beast shrinks the circle. We won't see any demos that changes into Rush or Beast until the game comes out because they all stick to Yakuza style. Another huge change in the format is that Kiryu can use Dragon's Resurgence. Once the Infinity Gauge charges up, he can go back to the classic brawler that the series was known for, but this time is limited to his extreme heat in Yakuza 6. Before we move on to the skills, I just want to touch upon the pause menu for a bit. In the pause menu, we get to see Tomizawa and Chitose's base jobs. Tomizawa being a taxi driver, and Chitose being Zaibatsu Reijo, which roughly translates to conglomerate daughter. Unsure how crucial this detail is to the main story, but there is a high chance that Chitose will play a bigger role than she lets on. To the left, we have the usual buttons in the pause menu. Things such as tasks, skills, items, equipment, team, and smartphone. The other half are new additions to the pause menu, such as the one below smartphone, which is bond. I can only assume we can see our party members' bond level. Not sure if there's anything more they can add, but only time will tell. The next one is grayed out, but it says Ningen Chikara Challenge, which roughly translates to Human Power Challenge. Honestly, I have no idea what the challenge part is supposed to entail, but the Ningen Chikara is referring to Ichiban's personality wheel shown in the gameplay trailer. But in here it says Ningen Chikara Sousai, Sousai being details. So the page that we see now could be one of the pages we see when we click on the Human Power Challenge button on the pause menu. With the last 3 icons, I think they will be the Hawaii friendship link that they show in the gameplay trailer, Sujimon management minigame, and summary of the story. We'll now move on to the skills that were shown in all the demos. What I'll do here is translate the skills and description on the side so you can pause and read. Starting off with Ichiban. I'm not sure why all the demos didn't use any of his hero skills, but what we get to see is a small team buff and the new Essence of Mayhem, dubbed in Japanese as Chou Kizuna Waza Yujou no Kiwami. It roughly translates to Super Bond Skill Essence of Friendship. I'm not sure how it will work because in the gameplay trailer we get to see a lot more party members walk away from the explosion that they caused, but as of right now, it's the current 4 members in the party. Another uncertain thing is if we need the other party members' Infinity Gauge to be filled up to be used for Essence of Friendship. Since this is a demo, the gauge is always filled up. In another example, we see that Essence of Friendship is AoE rather than a single target like Essence of Mayhem. One last thing on Essence of Friendship is that it now buffs the team with attack, critical rate up, and evade. It also seems that the buffs stack on top of each other as shown here with Chitose. She only had a level 1 attack and evade, but after the Essence of Friendship, it becomes a level 3 attack and level 2 evade. Even a text says it has been further increased and extended the buff period. Next is Kiryu. What I find interesting about Kiryu's skill so far is that the Kali Stick and Komaki Pupil can cause critical damage if the action prompt is successful. These 4 skills kinda reminds me of how Zhao plays in Yakuza Like a Dragon, inflicting the most status ailments. In all honesty, if this is the theme of Kiryu's Yakuza style, then I don't really see much point in changing jobs for Kiryu, if Rush and Beast styles are just as good as Yakuza style in terms of the skills. Next is Chitose. At first glance, she looks like she has some dance background. and most of the skills reflect that idea. It looks like she's going to be equipped with a party heal, a self buff, and a charm for flexibility. The closest comparison for Chitose's base job is Saiko's barmaid job from the previous game. A bit of everything, and all the offensive skills are single target. And the offensive skills don't have anything special attached to them, but instead rely on weapon equipment to be special. Last but not least is Tomizawa. It's good to see early in the game we have elemental options within the base class so we can see what the enemies are weak to. And by the looks of it, Tomizawa's taxi driver fits the bill perfectly. I think the weakest part of the previous game is that we don't get elemental skills until we unlock Namba, and he only has fire related skills, so the other two elements are locked deep in the other jobs. Or you need to upgrade Ichiban's hero's bat until it gains the electric element. I hope Tomizawa's taxi driver will keep on improving to be a flexible character to fit every niche that the game throws at us. Next, we'll briefly talk about the new pound made mechanic. The UI has changed a bit. We'll talk about the gauge on the right. The top part is Kain Nanku, which is member rank. Right below is the rank title Ikken, which is first glance. And for the next rank up, it wants $2,000. I am unsure what ranking up the pound mates will do. I can only assume it will allow us to unlock certain pound mates if we reach a certain rank. The second change to the pound mates is at the bottom of the UI, and it is a service they will provide. Using Chitose Buster Holmes as an example, she'll last for 3 turns in a battlefield and deals damage accordingly before she disappears. This is a huge change compared to how the pound mates work in the previous game. For every turn, she deals approximately 150 damage and has a chance of stunning enemies. There is also another part to the right just named option, and it says damage to enemies increase approximately 250. Since it's shown to be locked, I wonder if it is tied to the ranking system that they have added. In the demo here, the person decides to go with Nancy and Olivia, and we can see that it costs $10 extra for the option button. Jobs has been an integral part of Yakuza Like a Dragon, and it seems to continue that idea to have crazy jobs for both male and female, so players can get creative with the combat. Within the gameplay trailer, they have shown a total of 7 new jobs, 5 for male and 2 for female. Yet in the demo, they show a completely new job for the male, dubbed as Marine Master, which seems to be a mix of scuba diving and surfing mixed into one. I think it's great that they have more jobs than what they've shown in the gameplay trailer, but I also do hope that they bring something different to stand out from the rest so they don't get forgotten, or worse, adding jobs for the sake of making the combat complex. We're also shown the Geodancer job for the female, and at first glance of the skills, we get to see that it's heavily magic based, similar to the fortune teller job for the male in the previous game. I am expecting a lot of magic based attacks as well as magic defensive skills. On to the smaller open world related gameplay. We seem to have a music player as shown in the bottom of the screen. We can access it through the L1 button, and in the demo we get to see Koi no Disco Queen is being played as track number 1. This gimmick depends on if we find or buy discs similar to the previous game, so we have it in our key inventory, because there is an entire music pack within the ultimate bundle of the game which is strictly for music. The one biggest draw for Like a Dragon minigame is karaoke. In the demo we are able to play 3 songs, 2 old, 1 new, and within the gameplay trailer we get to see more songs, only time will tell. Finally, they have changed one stat from dexterity to magic defense. I think this is a much more appropriate stat to have over dexterity. It's one of the stats I personally didn't understand the mechanics of in the previous game, so it was something that was overlooked. Now with magic defense, we have a different type of build for the characters with high magic attack or high magic defense. To summarize, I think there's improvements in the combat to have players be more in control, but at the same time still have the AI still do their thing. I am unsure how far the demo is into the main story, but I hope it's very early so we have lots of room to experiment with every character's base jobs. The gripe I had with the previous game is that once a new party member joins the party, their base class seems to be unique and powerful enough to not need to change into a different job. I just hope this isn't the case for the next installment, but Kiryu's Dragon of Dojima seems to lean into that category. That's all I have to say about the gameplay demo that the media outlet has uploaded on YouTube. This might have been a rambling piece, but I'm thoroughly excited for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and I hope you guys are too. Peace.